World War III. There are all sorts of scenarios preppers gear up for, but let's face it, no matter what disaster is on their radar, World War III is the ultimate fear we all pray never happens. Might be closer than ever. What can we do to be as ready as possible? Listen to find out. Hi, it's the Urban Lady Prepper. I help single moms and solo women with practical emergency preparedness. But of course, all are welcome to be better prepared for whatever happens next. There are all sorts of scenarios prepper gear up for, but the one thing that will bring about the end of the world as we know it is World War III. It is the ultimate fear we all pray never happens, but it seems we may be closer to it than ever. Thinking about World War III can feel like stepping into a dystopian novel, but recent events paint such a picture that we would be foolish to act as though it's not a very real possibility. Israel's unexpected attack on Iran has heightened tensions, and now Israel is calling for U.S. involvement. There's no official word yet, with our president doing his gimme 2 weeks thing, but Americans in Tehran were urged to leave, and the president is using terms such as "we" to describe Israeli attacks on Iran. Rumor has it that he's not speaking to his Secretary of Defense and said his National Director of Intelligence was wrong when she indicated that Iran had no immediate nuclear capability, although other intelligence has been stating otherwise. For many, the thought of World War III or even a non-nuclear war is both scary and confusing because we know it's us, the civilians, who feel it the most. We're the ones who have to deal with the everyday disruptions and safety concerns while the action is happening, along with economic instability, social unrest, and access to basic needs such as food and health care can become challenging. The current political situation in the U.S. has led to economic and social uncertainty, which would likely worsen if the U.S. were to become involved in a war. But knowing and preparing is half the battle. There are practical steps you can take to boost your emergency preparedness and survival strategies. While no one wants to think about war, being prepared is prudent. Emergency preparedness isn't just for doomsday preppers. It's a smart step everyone should consider. It's not too late to get it together. It's important that you don't give up and believe there's no point in preparing because you're doomed. If you have that mindset, then you are. But as I said from the very beginning of Urban Lady Prepper, never underestimate the will to survive. You also have to remember who you're prepping for. If you have children or loved ones, they're going to look to you for leadership and have confidence that you'll take care of them as much as you possibly can. So give yourself the chance to live because you may be fortunate enough to be in an area where, even if war occurs, it might not be devastating. And regardless of what disaster happens afterwards, you'll be ready for that too. Begin by creating a basic plan and gathering the necessary supplies. The basics remain the same: water, canned goods, dry goods such as milk, butter, and cheese, flashlights and power sources such as power banks or stations to power your phone and laptops, which hopefully will still be working in your area. If you're able to get a solar panel for power, that's a good idea. Make sure that you have your important documents and a paper map in case there's no GPS. Remember that no matter what disaster happens, you always need these things. It's from this point, though, that necessary items will diverge depending upon the situation. For World War III, the most essential item would be a gas mask. When you look at gas masks, there seems to be so many variations, and if you haven't been in the military or had experience with them, it's hard to know where to begin. The first thing to know is that there are 2 certifications that are applied to gas masks: NBC, which stands for Nuclear, Biological, and Chemical, and CBRN, which stands for Chemical, Biological, Radiological, and Nuclear. CBRN has broader protection, and it's important to know that while all CBRNs are NBCs, not all NBCs are CBRN. So you want to make sure that you get that broader protection because, as I always say, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. But an NBC is enough to cover this particular situation, and if that's all you're able to find, you still want to get it while you can because there may be a rush on them. Masks require filters, and you want to make sure you can get an NIOSH certified one if you can. After that, it's going to come down to availability and what's most comfortable for you. They even have gas masks for dogs. The second nuclear-specific item is iodine tablets. It's important to know that these tablets are not a full-on antidote against radiation, so don't think that you can pop a pill and go running towards the mushroom cloud like Superman. What they do is protect your thyroid from absorbing radioactive iodine, which damages your cells and metabolism. Keeping your cells healthy and your metabolism going will definitely be helpful in preventing extensive damage from radiation. The tablets are most effective just before or just after an attack, so being aware and paying attention to local authorities who will advise accordingly will be very important. Third is a Geiger counter. Having one of these will help you determine how radiated an area is. That will be important after an attack if it's in range or if you're on the move looking for a safe area. The fourth item is knowing where your nearest fallout shelter is. I'll leave a link in the description with a list of fallout shelters you can view in case you need to evacuate to one, but you can find these online. Now that you have your supplies, you need to get your plan together. Outline escape routes and meeting points for your family. Establish a communication plan. Ensure all family members know how to reach each other. You may want to consider alternate means of communication, such as walkie-talkies, with as much range as you can get, because the more buildings or mountains you have in your area, the more your range will decrease. Stay informed. Keep abreast of current events through reliable news sources. While social media can give folks a heads up, you want to back that up with reliable news sources, both national and local. Make sure that you follow the social media accounts from your area that may post immediate information that will be helpful if you're on the move. Do practice drills. Regularly rehearse emergency scenarios to ensure everyone knows what to do. You can try to make these as fun as possible to discourage resistance and encourage retention, so when the time comes to implement your plan, your family unit will be ready. If you were thinking about taking a first aid course or learning how to navigate without GPS, now would be a good time to do those things while the weather is agreeable. These steps ensure you have the basics covered. For more detailed advice on preparing for global conflict, refer to my blog, which has several informative articles that will help you prepare at your own pace and within your budget. These preparations can offer peace of mind and a sense of control. Regular family discussions about emergency preparedness can also strengthen unity and readiness. Also, a strong community can be an invaluable asset during times of crisis, regardless of the disaster. Building a network of support and resources can enhance survival efforts. Join local preparedness groups. These communities, online or in person, can provide support and share resources. If you have this in your community, participate in community drills. Engaging in shared emergency exercises can enhance collective readiness. If your town doesn't do those, contact your local fire or police department and see if there's a way to put something together. Keep in mind that, as federal disaster relief is threatened to be eliminated, the need for communities to be more self-reliant has never been more important. If you see yourself as a leader or someone who's a good planner and organizer, this is a good opportunity for you to step up. Create a resource tool or designated location where you can store and share supplies and skills with neighbors, ensuring everyone has what they need. Community ties can make all the difference. By pooling resources and knowledge, communities can better face any challenge regardless of its nature. All of these measures will be important as political tensions are simmering nationally and worldwide, fueled by unpopular policies, long-standing disputes, and emerging power struggles. These tensions arise from issues like territorial claims, economic sanctions, and nuclear armament, which is the reason given by Israel to attack Iran. While that situation is evolving, the Palestine-Israel war continues into devastation. Russia and Ukraine are still at it, and currently there are several civil wars funded by foreign money and supplies that can cause additional political friction. Understanding political relationships and motives is vital. The world of geopolitics is a complex and ever-changing landscape, with countries vying for power and influence. By gaining a deeper understanding of these dynamics, we can more effectively assess our risks and prepare accordingly. The Doomsday Clock is indicating we're at 89 seconds to midnight. The world is descending into chaos, and rapid changes, unrest, along with the threat of war, can be draining and lead to a sense of hopelessness. So, maintaining mental strength will be crucial. Lean on family and friends for emotional and mental support. And again, keep your loved ones in mind. Believing you have what it takes to make it to the other side of any disaster means everything. Thanks for listening. Stay aware and stay safe out there. Until next time, this is the Urban Lady Prepper signing off. I'm sure I've given you some things to think about as you go through the upcoming week. Has this episode resonated with you? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to click the link in the podcast description to get your free Essential Prepper checklist. While there, get one of my cool designs on a shirt, hat, mug, and more at my Redbubble store. Or you can always buy me a coffee or get a Jace case for your emergency medical needs. It helps support what I do, and I really appreciate it. Join me on the socials, especially on YouTube, where I'll be uploading videos for my blogs from UrbanLadyPrepper.com. I appreciate your time with me. Stay safe, stay sharp, and be ready.